All right, it has probably been about 3 weeks since we've trapped any hogs, and that has been wonderful. Been able to get stuff done around the house, around the farm, been able to sleep. This year, we're in September right now, this year has been a very busy hog year for us. Normally that first 6 months, pretty busy. Once planting season ends into May, things start to kind of slow down. We had 2 properties that it just was wide open. I mean, wide open. You know, most people live a pretty routine life. My old job wasn't nothing routine about that. But you know, sleep is a good thing, and getting sleep is a good thing. So the last 3 weeks, actually been able to get some sleep. We've had hogs in the trap, in different traps, but we can't formulate a group. The reason why, it's deer season's coming on us in 2 weeks. It'll be bow season here in South Georgia. Farmers are combining, okay? They're combining corn. Deer hunters are putting corn out. Deer hunters are putting in food plots. All of that causes a lot of movement in the hogs world, and they kind of been skating for several months now. And kind of going, hey, this is gravy, you know, there ain't a bunch of humans out here. All that human activity causes a migration. The property that we're headed to tonight is a hunting property. We run 2 Jager Pros on it. We run 1 bait sight and 2 what we call intel cameras. This single board's been coming in for several weeks. Pretty consistent for the most part, but went ahead and took him tonight. A couple reasons. One, a couple weeks out, we're at bow season. Landowner's a bow hunter, a little concerned that their presence may spook him, and our board just may go on down the road. 2, traps due for maintenance Sunday, and today's Wednesday. So we're gonna go ahead and take him and do our maintenance tonight. And that's kind of the deal. But the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks, has been wonderful. Just absolutely, just getting some sleep. And sleep is a good thing. And you know, a lot of people take a lot of things for granted, and then when you don't get to do something, then you realize how good you got it. So it's called gratitude. So I'm very grateful for sleep. Feel a lot more refreshed. And deer season typically is a scattered time for us because it's hard to lock groups on, because the deer hunters intentionally or unintentionally are pushing hogs around. And so it's kind of hard to lock a group in. But we're gonna buzz up there. We are gonna do a practical joke tonight on the barber. If you follow the channel, she recently posted a video that she obtained from, I'm pretty confident I know who this person was that gave her a video of me putting on a little dance at a swimming pool. And so it's payback. I mean, and this is not like for YouTube, Facebook drama, and we're trying to, no, this is legitimately how we roll. I sit back and try to think of ways I can get at her, and you know, tonight's the night. And I got something in a bag out there in the Tacoma that I'll take with me in a backpack, and we're going to take care of this hog, and we're going to fire up the live video, and she'll see that, and she'll be like, oh, hey, what's going on? So that being said, hang on. Just like glad that we had a little breather, still running all the systems, still running all the cameras, still doing all of our maintenance, but just nice to have a little breather. So here we go. So we're here on property. We got, oh man, I don't know, about 1,000 yards to get down there to the trap. We're gonna go ahead and park here, take the thermal in. We've been watching outside the gate, nothing outside the gate. The last time we dropped here, we took out a single boar, and we had a boar just show up out of nowhere. Ended up taking him out with a thermal. I think we've posted that video. He was actually right behind me. I was watching the trap, watching all around the trap, and he popped up behind me and went ahead and took him out. Now, about a 1/4 mile from the trap, on the other side of the property, we've got a Jager Pro over there with a sow, 2 decent sized piglets, and then we've got 2 boars now that have showed up. Those 2 boars were there a couple months ago and disappeared, and now they're back, and we're trying to get the sow and the 2 piglets and the 2 boars all together is what we're trying to do. Some social issues there, and we talk about it more in other videos. You know, the more we do this, the more we realize there's a lot to the social issues within the hogs. Huge for trapping and trying to trap a group, even a small group. They just don't seem to get along too well, and that's why we say size matters. You try to get them in a little tiny area and get along, it ain't gonna happen, just like human beings. So we'll run the thermal down, nothing to it. Then we'll ground the thermal, go to the 22, take him out. Then we'll do our little surprise to the barber. And we're gonna wrap the show up, do the maintenance, and try to get home, man. All I can say is hang on. It does feel good to be back out here. Love driving these roads at night. The windows down, 73 degrees. I almost need to break out a sweatshirt. That's pretty cool for me. But just all the smells and everything, and you can tell, go by each field, you know what's going on. They're combining corn. You know, they've got peanuts that are just coming in here pretty soon, you know, or they've already combined corn. They've worked up the soil. They're getting ready to, you know, do the next phase. It's just kind of a neat time of the year. And so here we go. All right, we're about 40 yards from the trap. The wind's not real good, but I've been standing down here. There's a little bit of an opening on the left side of the trap and the back side of the trap. If you're looking towards the gate, the front of the trap and the right side of the trap's all brush. But I haven't seen anything with the thermal. We're going to ease up. He doesn't know I'm here yet. He hasn't made any noise. Been checking the outside camera, nothing. If they walk in front of that, if they walk near the gate, it trips that outside camera. But we've been looking and nothing. So we're going to ease down this left side of the trap. And then cut through some brush. No way we can sneak through that brush. And go ahead and approach the gate. Really, really dry here. We need rain. But the rain will screw up combine and corn. But it's just really dry. It's hard to sneak. So hang on. Well, as you can see, we almost have a full moon. All right, we went ahead and grounded the thermal. We're going to ease through this brush. He hasn't bumped any panels yet, but he's getting ready to. There we go. Oh boy. Hey fella. You stout little boy. So it's a 12-panel Jager Pro, run a live video system, 3-leg on-time feeder. Got an ice camera right behind us. Pretty much standard all the way around for us. Not the newest Jager Pro gate, but not the oldest. Hey fella. All right, so we're gonna wrap this show up. Get it cranked up, and we'll get back to you. All right, I would love to say he went down easy, but he really didn't. He started kicking up a bunch of dust, like I said earlier, because it's so dry, we didn't handle rain here. And when I brought the 22 up, if you know much about lithium batteries, they don't give you much of a notice. So our laser light combo runs a lithium battery. We carry 2 spare ones in our bag where we carry all of our extra mags. So when I brought it up, I thought, man, that laser looks just a little bit weak, but I thought it was all the dust. So I took one shot and the laser basically went down. So now you're out here with basically no sights. It's got iron sights on it, but we know better than that. So I had to basically do a battery replacement, and in that time period, he got cranked up pretty good. It took a little bit for him to go down. Decent sized hog. I already walked back up and got the four-wheeler, so I'm gonna give you some footage of him, and then we're gonna get him out here where we can take a picture for our landowner, and then at that point we'll do our maintenance, and then we'll kind of work into the thing with the barber, because she's watching. If she starts to stream, it sends a notification to the phone, so I know she's streaming, which she won't. But she knows at some point I'll start streaming to test the system, meaning I'm starting to wrap everything up. And then that's when it's payback time. So hang on, let me show you our hog. All right, so yeah, it was just really, really dusty in here. You can't really tell, but it it's dusty all over. But anyway, here's a boy. He had gotten pretty bold and brave. He was actually in here at 9:30 this morning. Trap's in a good location. The hogs like it. There's a creek right down that way. Doesn't have any really big cutters on him. He's stout. I mean, he's definitely a stout hog. Got some little baby cutters, but he's just really a solid hog. When you start looking at hog identification, which is really what we do, we picked up on that scar. That's a scar right there, probably from fighting. And just things like that. There's all kinds of things, especially the barber. She's really good at hog identification, picking out little bitty tiny things and go, no, that's a completely different hog. That's not the same hog. So a little bit better view. Beauty of the Jager Pro, just pop a panel. We got the big foiler tonight. Got all of our corn. And like I said, it was all this here. I mean, it was hard to see. I'll try to see if I can't snag a couple pictures off of a couple of the cameras when we put this video together. And so anyway, we're going to get to the work part here, which is doing all of our maintenance, swapping batteries. And as I said, man, that's a heck of a moon. So y'all hang on. So we got all of our maintenance done. We have a systematic system. I think that's the way you say that. We have a systematic approach to maintenance. Always go after the feeder first. If there's a contamination issue, then we need time to be able to dump the feeder, clean it. And when I mean contamination, it could be mold. It could be a clump of moisture that just makes a clump and you got to dig it out. So we want the feeder to have time to air out, clean out, whatever. So feeder first, then we go after the live video or mine camera next. Then we go after the gate, meaning swapping batteries and testing. And then we go after the ice camera. The barber knows the system. And you're less likely to miss one of these critical steps if you do it the same way every time. That's what I tell the boys. Even out here in the field, voltmeter. So before we left the shop tonight, the batteries are, prepped and ready to go. They're charged. We hit them with a voltmeter on the bench. And then we come out here, and right behind me, and I'll probably move the camera. Let's see if we can get this in there. You'll see, voltmeter, battery, WD-40. Now, what is the WD-40 for? On those trigger mechanisms, even on the new gates, we'll put a little WD-40 up in there. I've had people say, well, hogs don't like the smell of that. It's going to spook them. The majority of these hogs have been around farm equipment their whole lives. They're smelling 80W90 oil in the field. They're smelling a lot of things. It is what it is. But we lubricate that trigger mechanism on these gates every visit. We use WD-40, just spray a little bit, work that trigger back and forth. Even on the new latch trigger, which some of you may have, we'll do the same thing. This second oldest gate, and even the first and second were pretty much the same, but I guess the third gen, the new one, it has that latch mechanism, still put some WD-40 on it. So we've gone ahead and tested the cameras, and what we mean by test the cameras is we are testing each camera to make sure that it will take a picture upon request, which is very important. We've reformatted the SD card. We've done a hello test. If you're not sure what a hello test is, call us. We'll explain it. Just kind of the things that we do. Reformat the SD card from the camera, not the app. Nothing wrong with using the app. We just do it from the camera. And then ask for a picture. Now we are going to ask the gate to drop. Then the barber knows the next step will be is that we're going to go live. We're going to make sure that the live video function is operating as designed. And then we will, she knows then we'll pull the hog out, take a picture, Now, really important, since we're always going in and out of these panels, we will close the trap completely back up the way it is. We'll look at our camera angles, and then we will go to the gate and set the gate. If you're over here trying to get a connecting rod in and you're wiggling, could something get funky over there at the gate? Probably not. But the last thing we want to do when we leave a trap is to know that that gate is nice and level, everything's like it's supposed to be, and we're ready to rock and roll. So the next phase is payback time for the barber. Here we go. Hang on. So we got him out of the trap. Like I said, decent sized boar. Just no big cutters on him or nothing. But so we fixing to suit up and let the show begin. Hang on. There you go. Yeah. I didn't know they made them in like big boy sizes. So I still got the tag for you older people. That's mini pearl. And it's got a tail back here. You see the tail? So on our other channel, I make it very clear that I'm not overly fond of beavers. I'm really not. Under the original idea of a beaver, before Gore-Tex, they were great, but they are very problematic. They're number 2 on my list of problematic creatures that need to have some type of management done to. Number 1 would be hogs, and number 2 would be beavers. So, and beavers are very smart. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire up the live video, and then we're going to ease through the trap and, wiggle the tail and do all that. And again, this is not so much for your entertainment. This is for the barber's entertainment. The barber has health issues. She didn't ask for it. Some people don't ask for health issues. They just get them. And there's days that are hard days for her. And I do junk like this just to make her smile and laugh and shake her head. My bride and my boss would probably not approve of the expenditure of a beaver outfit, just like she didn't approve of the skeleton outfit and some of my other outfits. But she knows that we are trying to keep the barber grinning from ear to ear, and there you go. So this is not for y'all, it's for her, but if you get a kick out of it, then what the hell. Here we go. All right, so we started streaming. I got 2 phones going here. We'll hit the little red button. All right, so we started streaming. I got 2 phones going here. Hit the little red button. Well, we got her attention. So anyway, it all worked out like we wanted it to. Good part about this suit is it does actually keep the mosquitoes off you. So that's one of the advantages, but it's a little warm. It's kind of fuzzy. It's like wearing a fleece pajamas or something. I don't know. Thank God nobody's out here that we know of watching this circus, because they'd kind of be shaking their heads. So we're going to wrap it up. We're going to load up, go ahead and get him out of here, get back up to the Tacoma. Yeah, my bride would not approve of this. My boss would not approve of this. Both bees would not approve of this, just simply because it's getting late and I'm out here jacking around in the woods. But it's for a good cause. It's for our friend, and to make her smile, and hopefully y'all get some enjoyment out of it too. So anyway, I got to get back on my corn bag, because that was where I could take my boots off, and that's my little clean place. And then we're going to get back to it. So y'all hang on, about ready to wrap it up. All right, it's about 1:30 in the morning. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. It felt really good to get back out there tonight, get back into it after several weeks of not laying around, but just getting stuff done off the list we have on the refrigerator. All of our personal stuff that we need to get done. Besides, normally it's just been business for the last 8 months, and so now it was nice to kind of get a few things done. So maintenance, we talk about it all the time. Maintenance is so critical to trapping, in our opinion. You've got to keep these systems up. Voltmeters, testing batteries. I mean, there's a whole shelf over here of probably, I don't know, 50 some odd, 6 and 12 volt batteries, the board, everything. It's about maintenance, keeping the systems up and running. Every truck has a trapping bag. Every truck has extra parts. I got parts in my pocket for things. I mean, all the spare parts for feeders, spin motors for the feeders, everything. So it's all about keeping the systems up and running and keeping them maintained. Firmware updates on the camera. Nobody really enjoys that one, but you got to do it. So already had my big ass salad. Time to go in, shower, hit the sack. Now that particular property that we were on tonight has other things going on. So meaning we've got a system, as we said earlier, that's actually got hogs in it. So we're kind of in bad position right now, to be honest. Today is Thursday now. It's due for maintenance on Sunday. We can give it a couple days past Sunday. We have a little play period there. We're hoping to get those 2 boars, that sow, and those 2 bigger piglets to all join up, flip the switch. If we run into a point that we have to do maintenance because they're not cooperating, then we're going to have to go in and do maintenance. And hottest time of the day, try to do our best with scent control, but it's just hard with hogs. They got a good nose. So that's kind of the deal. You always see me looking at the board, but that's kind of how we figure everything out, is staying on that maintenance and what comes due. So that being said, y'all have a great morning, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully the beaver provided you some entertainment, and it clearly did for the barber. She got a good chuckle out of it, and but she's had a rough day, so perfect timing for us to introduce her to the beaver and a Jager Pro live video system. Y'all take care.